disappoint everyone, but it's not Friday. It's Saturday, which
Yes.
means we're one day closer to Monday. But we're here. We're here. Big B and DK pre-show Cave Crew Radio about to launch into who knows what. We never know what. But how's the week going so far? On my end, I am experiencing better than normal weather. The snow is melting. There's dog shit everywhere. It's a great place.
Yeah, it's the same thing here. We've had it rained today. It rained a couple of days ago. Both days in the upper 40s, low 50s. So things are melting. And as you said, there's dog shit everywhere.
Yeah, that's the unpleasant part
Right.
of the thaw. But I honestly believe we're out of this now. I think we're there.
Well, I never want to. I'll never say we're there until we reach April.
Well, I mean, we might get like one more hit, but I don't think it'll stick around.
I mean, I remember when we've had blizzards here in New York in March, late March, leading up to Easter. So I never say it's over until we reach April, and we're constantly in the 50s to 60s range.
I'm not sure if it was last year or the year before. It snowed in May. I mean, it was just flurries in the sky. But
Right.
the great news is for me, I don't know how you react to this, but 2 weeks from tonight, we set the clocks ahead and we get some fucking daylight.
I hate
So excited.
setting the clocks ahead. Not that I don't like the daylight. I love the extra daylight, but it really fucks up the sleep pattern. So you lose an hour. I'm screwed up the entire time until we put the clocks back.
That long?
Yeah, it just messes me up. I don't like the this. I don't know what it does internally to me, but obviously I get back into my normal sleeping times. But I don't like waking up when it's, I guess, daylight out or whatever it is. I always prefer sleep wise when you set your clocks backwards.
Oh, really? See, now I wish we would. And the funny thing I was reading is Canada wants to permanently stay on summertime or whatever we call it, daylight savings time.
Daylight savings, right?
But it takes the buy-in of Quebec and New York. I found that very strange.
Why New York?
Well, you're Eastern, I guess. Maybe a major trading partner, major airplanes. I don't know.
See, I don't understand that because there's a town in Indiana that doesn't observe daylight savings time at all. So they stay whatever it is, one way or the other. They stay year round, and we don't have a problem with that. Why would we have a problem if a completely other country does it?
I don't know. I think at least Canadians realize it more than Americans is we rely on each other more than you think.
Mm-hmm.
We're Mexico, they're lost. We're nowhere near them. But like Canada, the United States, Michigan, New York, Ohio, we're all integrated, I think, on a daily basis as far as transporting goods. And I don't know.
But why specifically then New York? Like you said, you're near Michigan. Western parts are near Washington State. Eastern part by Toronto is near, and Montreal is near me. So why just specifically New York has to buy into this?
I don't know. Maybe we're afraid that Cuomo will touch our doo-doo.
Oh, God. Holy shit.
I don't know. All I know is when I get home, And like lately, it's been late till maybe 6.
Right.
But when I get home, it's light out. I fire up the barbecue. I feel like I have a bit of a life after work.
Oh no, I agree. Like I said, I like the advantage of extra daylight. Like, when the summer comes and you're outside until 9 o'clock and it's still light out, you're barbecuing, you're doing whatever, you're hanging out, drinking and having a good time. I love that idea more than getting dark at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. My sleep doesn't like it. My body doesn't like it at sleep time.
I think we need to get a sleep pattern expert on the show, perhaps.
They would have a field day with me because I sleep like shit.
Well, I have the weirdest. I go to bed. I'm exhausted. I wake up wide awake in the middle of the night, and then I fall back asleep. And then 9 times out of 10, right before my alarm is going to go off, within 15 minutes, I wake up. I look over, and fuck, might as well get up, right? Like, at least if you wake up at midnight or 1 or 2 or 3, you go, oh yeah, I'm gonna close my eyes. But 10 minutes before your alarm, you're fucked.
Now let me ask you this, because I've done that too. But then I've tried to, just at least keep my eyes closed and lay down until the alarm goes off. But did you ever, because you're awake, and I guess time doesn't, when you're asleep, you don't realize time passing. So you're awake with your eyes closed. You're not looking at the clock, so you don't know what time it is. Do you suddenly think it's taking a lot more time, and maybe your alarm is not going to go off?
Yes. When you're sleeping, you want it to last forever. It lasts an instant.
Right.
When you're awake and you're like, okay, I got it, or like say half hour. You got the TV or the radio on in the background. You're listening to the weather and the news, and you look over, and 2 minutes have passed.
Right.
Yeah.
And you even if you don't look over, you're thinking to yourself, is the alarm did I not set the alarm? Am I lucky that I woke up? The alarm's not going to go off. It has to be past my wake up time. And then you look, and like you said, only 2 minutes have passed.
Now, have you ever had, this is kind of the best feeling, when you're asleep on a weekend and you wake up and you think it's work? And it's not. It's the weekend.
Well, it's funny. I'm on call all the time, so.
Oh, well, I am too, but
I mean, in the past, when I had typically had weekends off, I've woken up on a Saturday morning thinking, oh shit, I got to get up, and you start to the wake up process. You're still in bed, but you start the wake up process, and then you realize, oh shit, it's Saturday. Yeah. Fuck, all right,
this is awesome, and then you still wake up.
But then, because you've started your wake up process, you're awake.
Yeah, you can't go back. It's I get it. Anyway, folks, we're a minute away. Special Saturday night, Cave Crew Radio. Big B has some a lot of news for us tonight. He's the epicenter of a lot of things, and we've got some great stories. We've got a fun new game. I don't know. Hang out with us. Share us. 43 new subscribers on YouTube. Nothing can make me happier.
Nice. After 6 years, we may be getting somewhere.
Remember me? I'm like, we're at 50. We only need 50 more. We're at 54. We only need 46 more. It felt like forever. And now they're like dropping like flies when you hit that precipice or whatever it is.
And that's fantastic, because then people are, if the name gets around, people can look it up and find it.
Right. And I always find with the Saturday night show, we might not get our regulars because, we got to start. Because, they're used to us on Friday, but maybe someone new will come along. Anyway, let me fix things up here. And here we go, kids. It's time to play. Let's do it.
Okay, stop with the chat. It's time to get this train wreck started.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Things are starting to get really weird in here. You're listening to DK, the Big B, and Choo Choo Stew.
Cave Crew Radio. CaveCrewRadio.com.
There was a time when the world turned their back on men. Men with a dream and savage yearning within them. Legions compelled by passion that knows no boundary. A consuming flame that defies plausible explanation. Battling the forces of domestication, they find the courage to band together to experience the awesome power of being men.
I say this with all due respect.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
Tonight's broadcast of the masculine feminist has been commandeered by the secret society No Ma'am.
Gotta go to a place like a shot and a beer, steak, man. Saying we can stop, get pancakes, and then we'll get laid, all right?
Why do you drink ice cold beer on a hot day?
Mr. Clavin, what else are you gonna do with it?
To alcohol, the cause of and solution to all of life's problems.
The Yankees are champions of baseball! It's a power play goal!
This is Cave Crew Radio.
Indeed, it is. Cave Crew Radio, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DK. I am live from my cave in Windsor, Ontario, Canada. Great to be here with you on a special Saturday night edition. So thank you for joining us. If you're listening on podcast, probably not a hiccup as happened. We are live on Cave Crew Radio at cavecrewradio.com, YouTube, over on Cave Crew Radio, and of course over on Facebook. It's just great to have everybody here today. Great show I had for you. I hope, I plan, I always think it's going to be a great show. But as always, we need to reflect at the beginning of the show, because over in Queens, New York, it is always the epicenter of something. And over to the Duke of P, knighted by the Queen, the President-elect, Sir Big B.
Yes, live from Queens, New York. I am your President-elect of the United States of America, Sir Big B. And as always, as you said, we are the epicenter of something. This week, I am the epicenter of beef jerky.
Now, wait a minute. Let's get you on full screen, and then I will also show a picture that you have sent me.
I'm going to open the bag.
Yeah.
So I had my first foray into making beef jerky today. My wife was very excited to get a 10-in-1 Ninja Foodie oven thing. And one of the things that it does is dehydrates. So she said, let's make beef jerky. So we got sirloin steak yesterday, cut it up 2 days ago. Yesterday. Cut it up, marinated it overnight, put it in the dehydrator today for 6 hours, and out comes beef jerky. Take a bite. I know you don't like eating on air, but I'm eating.
No, it's okay. I'm going to also hopefully showing screen here. I got to get you off, and we'll solo this. Is the beef jerky. So I have a few questions to lead into this. First of all, Is it delicious? I guess is the first question.
I must say it's good because
Actually delicious.
we marinated it in my barbecue sauce that I make overnight. So it got into the meat, and then the dehydration process kind of caramelized the sauce on top of the meat as well. And it's really good. It's actually pretty tasty.
Now, what are you using for the meat? Oh, I didn't mean that, folks. Sorry. I want to get rid of that. Get us back on screen. So what are you using for the choice of meat? What is the beef?
Sirloin steak.
Sirloin. So you cut it?
Yeah, cut it up. We cut as much as the fat off of it that you can, because the fat will just, it won't, you can't chew it. So cut as much of the fat off of it as you can, and then marinate it, and then stick it in your dehydrator.
Now, see, I also have one of these machines. I do not call mine a 10-in-1 Ninja Foodie thing. Mine is a Neo Brio, and the most excited thing I was the rotisserie. So is this one of those jumbo air fryer, it does it all kind of things that we got at Christmas?
Yep, it does air frying. It doesn't have the rotisserie, but it has an air roaster. So you can put the chicken in, the whole chicken, and roast it in there. It does the air frying, it does the dehydrating, it acts as the toaster, does a whole bunch of other shit. Like I said, it's 10 functions in one.
So very similar to the one I got. I have not, and ours does dehydrate as well. It'll do fruit or meats, like you said, or dog treats, or whatever you might want to accomplish from this. And I've told so many, the cool thing about mine is it has a thermometer, and it comes with this guide. And I've done, I know it's a sin. I've done some steaks in there, which I would normally do on the barbecue. But you stick that thermometer in there, you put it right like a roast or a chicken, right to the perfect temperature that you want, the meat done. And it's amazing.
I must say it's really cool. It has on the front, like the oven handles, you pull the oven handle.
Yeah.
So that the handle itself is the display. It's an electronic display. So you can't tell it when it's off, but you press the power button and this thing lights up. So now it's an all digital display on the handle itself. And it lists out the functions, so you can choose your function. Then you have your time and your temperature, and it has 4 different rack levels. So depending on what function you choose, it will tell you the optimal rack level to put it at.
And mine is very similar. Mine just does not have the cool name of a 10-in-1 Ninja Foodie thing.
It's a 10-in-1 convection oven.
Here is the $1 million question, because my past addiction to things, and I have to tell you, the reason I bought mine was because I saw a infomercial, and the oven that I wanted to buy, which may very well be the one you got, was not available in Canada. So I searched on Amazon, found something similar, and purchased it. Was this kickstarted by an infomercial?
No. No, it wasn't. Actually, my younger son plays with a friend of mine's son. They're very similar in age. So they go over there. They go over to my friend's house like every weekend. And he started making his own beef jerky a little while ago. And it comes out really good. So he was giving some to my wife. I got some a couple of weeks ago. And he was telling her about whatever he's using to make the beef jerky. And it does all this other cool stuff and all that. So that put the bug in my wife's ear. So she's been talking about it for a few weeks. And then for whatever reason, she decided yesterday was the day. So she came up, she said, you know what? I want to go get I want to do the air fryer dehydrator thing. It's going to replace the air fryer we have. It's going to replace the toaster we have. It's going to clean up some space on there. I said,
I agree. Yeah.
just go get it. Yeah.
It does. Because we had a toaster oven, which we have never used. The air fryer I had, I think I've said it on air before, was shit. The only thing that turned out was frozen French fries. I tried chicken. I tried not in and out, and it had this like bowl that you pull out.
Yep.
This new thing, I gotta say, it was a little bit more money, but well worth the investment. We're not using it every day, but we use it. So,
yeah, I mean this was expensive. This was like $250, $300, however much it was. So it's an expensive machine.
Yeah.
And Ninja, the company Ninja makes really good stuff. So I know it's not going to break in the next month. So we haven't done, the only thing we've done in it so far is the beef jerky.
Beef jerky. What a great way to start.
That's the first thing we did.
As the family gathers round the table and there's so many options of what you could create. You decided, hey, I'm going to try beef jerky.
And keep in mind, this was not my decision at all. This was strictly my wife's decision. I'm not going to argue. It's, came out great. But this was my wife's thing. She wanted to make beef jerky. She went out and got the machine. Her first thing, she went out and got the steaks yesterday. And we spent, last night cutting them up and marinating them and all that. She was very excited about doing this.
I wonder if you'll do air fryer donuts next.
I don't know.
Well, what could be next? I
don't know what's next. It may just be some regular air frying stuff like French fries or whatever. But this was our first foray into beef jerky, and it came out pretty good.
And you're doing now. Will you? I notice you have your beer with you, but will you have a small nudge of peanut butter whiskey with that, or scotch, or whatever?
No whiskey tonight. I have actually. I finished the bottle last week, if you remember. I was swigging the bottle. I did buy a new one. It's upstairs. I didn't bring it down. I've been a little under the weather with a bad headache today, so I wasn't going to go all out and drink whiskey and all that. I'll have a beer, maybe have a water later. No whiskey tonight.
Now, are you continuing to consume the oral enema of the green stuff?
Oh yeah, I have.
What the fuck is that red bar? Hang on, let me get you up on full screen here. Of course, you're doing the raw greens.
Yeah.
I ordered some of those as well.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I'm going to give it a try.
Okay. The red thing. That's what I also said. I'm starting to do apple cider vinegar gummies.
Oh, and what exactly does that accomplish besides making your fish and chips taste good?
No, well, it's supposed to help with diabetes, help control blood sugar. So that's the main reason why I'm taking this.
I find it slightly odd. I'm in full support of what you do, and I think it's all very awesome. I just find it slightly odd that you keep your medications in the studio instead of the medicine cabinet.
Well, let's be clear. This is not a medication, and neither is this.
Right.
These are not my medications. My actual medications that come from the pharmacy that my doctor prescribes are upstairs.
Right. But so this is just shit that's just added to the bar.
Right. So how I work.
Is there more? Is there more we don't know about? Because we know about your bar. You have the best stock bar in North America. Actually, cancel that. You have the best stock bar in the universe. Do you have several other weird things?
I have a lot of weird things. What would you like to know?
I mean edibles, like
no
CBD gummies.
No, I don't do any of that stuff.
Okay, all right.
No, this is so. How I work is I have to get into a routine to take anything. Right. So if I take my medication when I first wake up in the morning, I take my medication because I'm diabetic. I take my medication. I test my blood.
Right.
So that I'm in my routine. Every morning I wake up, I do this. So what I've gotten into when I come down here, I work down here. So when I come down here in the morning after breakfast to start work, I grab a bottle of water. First thing I do is put my greens in my bottle of water. I have a apple cider vinegar gummy, and drink my greens, and that's the habit I'm in. So
And when you drink your greens, because mine have not arrived yet, do you gag?
No.
It's
No, would you? I actually haven't had my greens today. Would you like me to make some?
This would be interesting because I was going to propose when mine come in 2023,
right?
When they actually arrive, that we could enjoy a nice glass of greens together. But yeah, I don't want to upset your stomach. We have a show.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
I don't, you're mixing it with beer. But you're a very resilient person. You're eating jerky. Lord knows what else you're doing. So if you would like to,
I had spaghetti and meatballs for dinner. Now I'm eating jerky. I got the beer, and if you would like, I will make a bottle of.
I can't afford to lose another co-host, so it's entirely up to you.
My water's right there. I can grab a bottle of water and make some greens.
But if it is, and tell us the taste, the flavor, one.
All right.
Anyway,
give me 1 second.
Okay. Aside from that, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to Cave Crew Radio. There's the water. You pour it right into the plastic. That's
yeah. I gotta take a sip because the water takes up the entire bottle. So if I pour the greens in, it's gonna overflow. So
you don't have like a Ninja blender that you blend. Okay.
Actually, what I did is I made a makeshift with a piece of paper. I made a makeshift funnel.
Oh, geez, this is phenomenal, ladies and gentlemen. You'll only catch it here on a Saturday night.
So
this now, how long is this lasting? Because I thought, $34, whatever it was.
So the serving size is 1 scoop for your bottle of water per day. So it has 30 servings, so it should last 30 days.
Yeah, and are you noticing benefits? Are you off of the blue pill when you go to bed at night? Is this enhancing your life in any way?
Well, I just started. There's a little. It's kind of flushing my system out, so to speak. So, and short side, it is going to look like liquid snot. So here's my green powder.
Right.
I have.
This is so much like chemistry class. I feel like I'm back in high school in a Zoom chemistry class right now.
So I have. Hold on. Let me take another sip.
Yeah.
Just to make a little more room. I have my.
You don't regurgitate or get acid reflux or anything like that.
No. So I have my makeshift funnel.
Okay.
So let me move it over here
on full screen there.
Yeah. So I gotta hold on.
There we go. This is so cool, ladies. This is like Bill Nye the Science Guy.
So I can't hold on. Can I hold this up so I can kind of show you?
There we go.
So
we got.
I'm gonna put the green powder in.
Green powder.
And you see it going into the water.
There we go. 1 scoop is all you need.
1 scoop is it.
1 scoop. There it is. It's floating on the top.
Yep. So I got to just make sure everything
see.
sticks inside the paper.
And
The paper got wet, so it sticks inside there a little bit.
Okay, so you're confident of the paper. It's not infecting anything.
No. Okay.
So now, is this your second drink of the day? Because it's
No, I didn't have it today.
Oh, okay. So we're actually.
So
wife will be happy. I'm encouraging you to.
You're encouraging a healty lifestyle.
Yeah.
So all right. So I've closed it up. Now I gotta shake it up.
That's the fun part, boys.
There's the fun part. There you go. It turns green.
Looks like swamp water. It does not exactly look good, but
no, it doesn't. But it is the It is the wild berry flavor.
Wild berry. Okay.
And then I will take a swig. Cheers.
There it is. He did it, ladies and gentlemen.
And it's just, it tastes like berries.
And again, what is the exact? What's their tagline? What is it supposed to do for us?
Formulated to support energy, immunity, and detox. So, like I said, it's flushing out my system. I'm moving towards a little bit, trying to live a little healthier.
Right. Yeah. Okay. With the beef jerky.
With beef jerky and beer.
Let's go. Let's go to the origin of the green stuff.
Remember, this is kind of what it looks like at the bottom. You got to keep shaking it.
Do you make sure you get all that at the end? Or?
Yeah, you got to keep shaking it.
Now, I'm just curious. Was the green stuff another find of Mrs. B? Was she at a friend's one day, and instead of having tea and a cookie, they served up a glass of the green stuff, and Mrs. B came home and said to you, "This is a great idea. We should order some of the green stuff."
No, actually, the company, Naturello, I don't know how to pronounce it, but the company, I take, they make vitamins too, so I take a multivitamin,
right,
from this company, and it, it's a good multivitamin. So I just happened to be looking on their site to see what else they offer, because I ran into their multivitamin.
One of those unsolicited emails. Thank you so much for your last order. Would you be interested in this?
No, it actually wasn't even that. It was I found the vitamins on Amazon, just looking for a multivitamin. When I first got diagnosed with the diabetes, I was trying to get vitamins and stuff to try to help out. So I came across these. I ordered them, and they worked out well. So I went on the site recently, and I was like, well, let me see what else they got. And I saw those raw greens, and I said, you know what? I'm going to order it and try it and see what happens.
This is absolutely fantastic stuff, ladies and gentlemen. And there's even more news coming in just a minute before we get into the actual the regular show here. But I know that Choo Choo, I got to go to bed. I'm sleepy. Stu got his jab on Wednesday and said, without a hitch, he was dizzy for a few minutes. And you have now booked your COVID jab.
I have. So as of this morning, I am booked for my first dose or my first vaccination on March 11th.
There you go. I'm at least September in Canada. I'm sure of it.
Well, they just recently
announced that everyone over 80 is eligible. Fuck you. You've lived a good life. Go the other way. Like Mark from Ork or something. Like, go backwards.
Well, and here in New York, obviously, initially it was for the elderly, 65 and over, the essential workers, people, the medical workers, stuff like that. So they were all first in line to get the vaccinations, and of course, good for them. But then they just recently opened it up to those with underlying conditions, like I have. I'm diabetic and asthmatic. So
you're playing a trump card, basically. You're going, whoa, me.
Well, this is a respiratory illness, and I have asthma, so it does really affect me if I get it.
You seem to function pretty damn well to me.
Well, sitting here, yes.
Oh, so it's when the wife says, "Can you take out the garbage?"
That's when
that's when it acts up, and you need your puffer.
That's when this comes out, and hey, I got to sit down for a little while.
I gotta play. You know what? I gotta learn from you a little more. I'm really not playing my cards right. Anyway.
So they just opened it up to those with underlying conditions. I don't know, last month or the beginning of this month, whatever it was, and I was finally able to book an appointment.
Will you be the first in the family?
Yes.
So even before your dad.
Yes, it's funny because my father had Bell's palsy twice in his life. And if you don't know what that is, that's where half your face gets paralyzed.
Yeah.
So that's happened to him twice. He's recovered both times. But one of the side effects from these things, a few people have experienced Bell's palsy. So in talking with the family doctor, he's like, don't go for this one. The new one that just got approved from Johnson & Johnson. So when that gets fully approved and ready to go get your vaccination with them. So that's what he's waiting on.
So you'll be the first one.
I will be the first one.
Good stuff. Now, you were, and I'm not trying to shame you in any way, a few years ago, let go from a job. And usually when you're let go from a job, you don't hear anything else about them.
Right.
But you have had some contact over the past couple days.
Well, over the past couple of hours.
Hours? Okay. I didn't realize it was that quick to the press when you told me.
So 3 years ago, I guess it was, I was let go from a job that I was at for 17 years. Not that I did anything wrong. It wasn't, they were making changes and a whole bunch of people got let go. It was kind of like a mini downsizing.
Right. Yeah, it happens.
Right. So I got, they told me, it was funny. They told me right before Thanksgiving, which was wonderful. And they let me stay on until the end of the year. So it was great.
Thanksgiving, enjoy your meal. By the way, I wouldn't spend too much at Christmas time.
Right. Basically, happy holidays, you're fired. Oh, and by the way, can you keep coming in until the new year?
Yeah, we really need you.
Right.
At this point. Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened. And needless to say, I didn't go in a whole hell of a lot because what are you gonna do? Fire me again? No.
Yeah.
So anyway, that was 3 years ago. Moved on. I'm on a different job now. I'm doing good things. I'm happy where I am. All of a sudden today, the mail comes, and I get a letter in the envelope that says with the header of my previous company. So what the hell? Why are they sending me something? Like, there's no more. They didn't. My severance is done. They didn't. They haven't paid me, so this isn't a tax document or anything. So, like, what? Why are they contacting me?
Let's get you on full screen here. All right, here we go. The big letter.
Right. Notice of data breach. Dear me, company is writing to inform you of a recent data security event that involves some of your personal information. We take this event seriously and are providing you with the information about the incident and steps you may take to help protect your personal information should you feel it is appropriate to do so. Next paragraph. What happened? In bold. Bold.
Exactly made this happen?
On or about January 21st, 2021, company's data security team detected that an employee who was in the process of voluntarily leaving the company had transferred a number of files off of their company-issued computer. As soon as we learned about this person's actions, we launched an investigation into the nature and scope of their activity. Our investigation revealed that some of these transferred files contain sensitive personal information of employees. This person had been authorized to access this information only on a company device for assigned work purposes. We immediately took steps to limit potential further exposure of the data, including during an interview with the employee, deleting copies of the files from a personal device and account where they were discovered. Although we do not have any indication of misuse of the data at this time, we cannot be certain what occurred once the data was outside of our environment, including whether the data was further transferred or other copies were made. Company has been in touch with law enforcement and is continuing to work to ensure the security of this information. What information was involved? Again, bold. The information involves my name, my social security number, and my date of birth. And it goes on to whatever other crap.
Now with this, so the guy puts it on a jump drive. Don't know what he has to gain. Maybe puts a personal profile of you on Tinder or whatever he does. But would this, in your position, provoke a lawsuit?
Yeah. And they gave me an 800 number. We recognize that you may have questions not addressed in this letter. If you have any additional questions, call our dedicated assistance line Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. You may also write us, blah, blah, blah.
So you may get some value out of this.
So my first question is, and as we just said, I was let go 3 years ago.
Right.
Why is my information still available to current employees? I haven't been employed there.
Very valuable employee.
Well, I haven't been employed there. They gave me my severance in a lump sum within the first month after I was let go. So in January of that new year, in 2018, whatever it was, they gave me my severance in a lump sum payment. So we were done. It was one and done. That was it. I haven't had contact with them, and they haven't had contact with me since. So why is my personal information still sitting within their employee files that a current employee can grab it to, use whatever? Why is my information of a former employee still there, available to current employees to use?
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be.
I think once you are with an employer, though, they probably have your information forever.
Well, for auditing purposes and stuff like that, they have to hold information for about 7 years, which is fine. But it should not be available to current employees. It should be in a dead file somewhere where, if anything, the CFO has that information, whatever it is.
A certain safe word to crack a particular RAR file.
Right. Yeah. Whatever it is, it should not be within, employee files where somebody can just grab it. So that's good. I am going to contact them this week, and that's going to be my first question. And this does, say, now I don't know where my information went. This is my name, my social security number, and my date of birth. That can be a GDPR claim, right? That's exactly right. I don't know where my personal information went. If this goes out and it gets over to, what's called the dark web, people buy and sell that information all the time.
Right.
They can, they commit identity theft. They can, take out loans in my name, cars, whatever it is. So a lot of damage can be done to my credit and my name if this information that was stolen gets out.
Right.
So if they're mishandling my information, and again, I've been gone for 3 years, it should not be available. So this absolutely opens up the door to a lawsuit.
Can I bring forth my concern? We've talked recently, after 6 long years, the success of this show, the strides we are making on YouTube and Facebook and in the podcast world, and all the ups and downs that we've gone through, that another Big B will emerge in the social media space and defame the show. I think that I also may have a claim to this particular letter that you have in hand.
There may be some collateral damage on your side.
Right. I mean, we've starved. We've had a lot of laughs. We've had a lot of fun. We've played other shows. We made a network, and then we downsized and said, it's just us. We're just going to be 2.5 of us that do the show, and we've come so far, and now all of a sudden I get this kick in the face that Sir Big B could be popping up on the Alex Cardinelli network before I know it.
You never know, and you know somebody's impersonating me if I pop up on the Alex Cardinelli network.
We're going to keep an eye out there. Short Side, a great friend over there in England. Put some vodka in that green stuff. Like kick it up a little bit.
Yeah, what this is the healthy portion of the show. This is the non-healthy portion of the show.
And you've drank a fair bit of that. And be the rat of the show, and let's experiment a little bit. What happens if you must have some alcohol down there? You hide it from your wife.
I got tons of alcohol down here.
One of those airport ones.
I got a whole loaded bar right there.
Well, drop a small shot of something in there. And
okay, hold on. I'll be right back.
All right. And then we'll get on to the next part, which will really excite Big B. Stolen identities. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we got a game show we're going to play with you. But I'm so excited because one of Big B's closest friends is going to be joining us. Here we go. What the fuck? You have the most elaborate. Do you go to like the where do you buy your booze? Because when I buy my booze, it's it's a can of beer. The booze is in a plastic container. You have the most elaborate crystal containers.
Oh wait, hold on.
You're like
I gotta get two more things.
You're like Yellowstone. Have you watched Yellowstone yet?
I have not. I'll be right back.
All right. I don't know what he's going to do, ladies and gentlemen. You're listening to Cave Crew Radio. Perhaps I'll play a stinger here.
Whoa. Things are starting to get even weirder in here. As you're listening to Choo Choo Stew, The Big B, and DK on Cave Crew
this
Radio.
won't end well. Lucy, you're going to want to hear this.
Yeah, it won't end well at all, Lucy. Okay, we're back.
So this is what I'm going to pour in the green.
What exactly is in there?
This is Woodford Reserve bourbon that I'm going to put in the green stuff. This, if you remember, sticky.
What are you making? Like I didn't want you to.
Do you remember?
Yes, the one with the skull.
Yes. Do you remember? This is peach brandy. Remember, I would drink peach brandy all the time on this show.
Hang on. This was going back. You want to talk about getting fired from a job years ago, ladies and gentlemen. This was his favorite drink for, I think, 2018, as a matter of fact.
This is peach brandy. I drank this every week on this show. I would always have my beer and my peach brandy. And then
interesting decanter.
And then Short Side was asking about vodka. This is my Crystal Skull vodka. Crystal Head vodka, sorry. This is actually Dan Aykroyd.
For someone that wasn't going to drink, for someone that was having mild headaches and not going to drink tonight, you have certainly brought out your arsenal.
Well, I mean, and this is only just a couple of things that I have at my bar. But you were asking about the various things, so I brought it out to show.
So what exactly are we adding to the green stuff? Because we have to move on.
This. So this is my bourbon. My Woodford Reserve bourbon. I will see if I can do this without.
Why aren't you bringing out the paper?
Because it's paper.
Oh, okay. And now he's saying, "Don't ruin it by putting it in the green stuff." It was your fucking idea.
It was your idea. So I just put. You just saw me pour it in.
It was your idea that we put booze in the green.
Right.
You're telling us it's not a good idea. That's like stealing our identity. It's exactly the same thing. Okay, this may be some Big B may wake up at 7:00 every morning and add a shot and some green stuff.
This may be a new thing. So let's find out.
Yeah, it's really foaming. I wonder.
Don't taste bad.
Foaming. It's foaming a lot.
It is. But it don't taste bad, I'll tell you that.
All right. So Big B, Thank you, Shorts Eye. You have given Big B a new awakening. A little bit of the brandy with the green stuff is a great way to kickstart your way. And now Big B's looking where to put these things.
Yeah, I know. Now I have to. I don't want to get up again, so I'm just going to put them down on the floor.
I have a Shorts Eye says breakfast. I have a friend of yours that sent us a message, and we have a couple of quick stories to get to. But here you go. Click it over. Here we go.
Oh, hello, Big B. You guessed it, it's me. Your worst nightmare. Jesse the transgender avatar. Tonight you hear about correction surgery. That is when you are assigned the wrong gender at birth and need to make a correction to your origin. Then in a major victory for us, the birth of a new toy for generations to come. The potato head. In short, Big B. Deal with it.
Just deal with it, Big B. She does not like you.
And I'm perfectly fine with that. This is what the hell is that?
Well, I'm going to explain it to you. Let's put Solo on screen here. This is the transgender twins.
What?
That are going through a sex change surgery. Apparently, there's two identical twin sisters in Brazil. And they are going under, now let's use the proper terminology, gender confirmation surgery. It's a medical first for twins. Mela Randez and Sophie Alaka-Quirk, I don't know why they don't have the same name, who grow up in a small town of Tapira in southwestern Brazil, were born with, we got to use all the proper terms here, right? Male sex parts. But they said they always knew they were girls. They look girls, except for the one on the right has biceps. I would blow dandelion seeds into the air and wish for God to turn me into a girl, says Renzind, a 19-year-old brunette studying medicine. Although gender reassignment surgery is covered under Brazil's nationalized healthcare, the clinics are few and far between. They were prepared to travel to Thailand to have this done. Yeah, you know, I just need something done, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to fly to a dirty foreign country and let the Viet Cong take it. Apparently, their grandfather sold his property for nearly $20,000. And on February 11th and 12th, the sisters received their surgeries. Are you ready for this? To affirm their gender identity. So there's a few terms that you and I have to get familiar with. Gender confirmation. Similar to when you and I had gone to church and confirmed our loyalty to the church and ate the bread and drank the juice. And then aside from that, they are not just having the gender confirmation surgery, they are affirming their gender. There you have it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the world we live in. This is the place we are right now. And then the second story you had posted in the Cave Crew Radio Facebook group involves toys. Little children, right? You know, Bob the Builder,
right?
Lego, Play-Doh. Apparently now, it was bad enough when Aunt Jemima couldn't be the face of the syrup anymore. We have now found out that Mr. Potato Head has gone gender neutral.
Yeah.
Hasbro, major toy company, is dropping the Mr. from the logo and overall brand to promote gender equality and inclusion. He is now called, or sorry, I shouldn't say he, right? That's my error. It is now called Potato Head. Do I have one of them? Let me remove these lovely ladies. And there you go, folks. I don't know if you had one when you were a child, but Mr. Potato Head. I remember when I was my mom would give me like a carrot and an actual potato and whatever else was in there, maybe a pepper, and I would use Mr. Potato Head to, with my imagination, invent these veggie characters. Never once thinking of being prejudiced or I don't even know. My words are stuttered.
So my question is, what happens to Mrs. Potato Head?
They're all just the potato heads.
Is that what it is? It's just potato head?
Just the potato heads. You grab a couple of PEI potatoes, and for little baby potato head, I guess you grab one of those, round mini potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
None of them have a gender. I mean, I heard this week, Big B, that the Muppets now have a warning before the show that Grease, the movie, not that I'm a big fan of John Travolta and Olivia Newton-John as Sandy and Danny, has a warning.
It's ridiculous where this country is going to
next.
It's utterly ridiculous to see where, and those of you who remember Orange Man Bad, this is what you voted for. These are one, old movies, two, kids' toys, and if again, liberals always want to sexualize children for some reason. I have no idea why. So they want to sexualize the Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head, whether it could be just mommy and daddy. These are toys. Oh, this is mommy and daddy. Mr. and Mrs. Potato Head's mommy and daddy, whatever. So they want to sexualize kids. It's gender neutral, so it can be whatever gender it wants to be. Well, you're either a boy or a girl. So, and there's nothing wrong with being a boy or a girl.
Either.
Vote. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with being either.
CEOs of companies. Gay men marry and have children.
Right.
I'm a man. That's what I am. Whether I like it or not, I'm a fucking man. And Mr. Potato Head, he's one of the bros.
Right. It's funny. So there's a confirmation hearing going on here in Washington for, remember that thing that's Biden's health?
Oh God, I read about that. Yes.
So that thing is up for
Dr. Rachel or whatever.
So it's a guy who is now becoming a woman.
Talks like that.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. But this is going to be Biden's fucking health secretary if it's confirmed. So it's on the stand. So anytime there's a position, there's always confirmation hearings. So members of Congress ask questions. What would you do? This. What is your position on that? Whatever it is. So Rand Paul from Kentucky.
Yeah, Kentucky, a Republican.
Yes. Went on about genital mutilation and how it it kills kids in other countries and all this stuff. He asked the thing that's on the stand, yes or no, do you condemn gender mutilation in children? The thing's response was, transgender health is something I take very seriously, and I would be happy to sit down, if confirmed, I would be happy to sit down with you in your office and discuss it further. So again, not answering the question. So Rand Paul says, okay, you didn't bother to answer the question, so I'm going to ask it again. And he asked the exact same question. He got the exact same answer. So Rand Paul said, let it be shown in the record that it refuses to answer. It's a simple question. Do you condemn genital mutilation in children? It should be a simple yes.
Yeah.
But no, it didn't give an answer. It gave this, bullshit, it's very important, transgender, blah, blah, blah. It should be a simple yes. But liberals refuse to do this and want to sexualize children in any way, shape, or form they can.
I'm
It's
completely lost.
utterly ridiculous.
I am turning into, ladies and gentlemen, Archie Bunker. I'm convinced of it. I understand, you're for climate change. I don't believe in it. That's a scientific argument that we could have.
Right.
It's viable. I get it. It's my opinion. You have an opinion. This gender fucking bullshit that I've had to put up with is ridiculous.
It's utterly ridiculous. And more Rand Paul was talking about the hormone blockers that people give children when they're like 6, 7, 8 years old to block the hormones, whether it be male or female, so they could be the other gender. When you're that age, you have you don't know what sex is.
Nope.
You get that, you may be a boy because you have boy parts, or you may be a girl because you have girl parts. And that's as far as it goes. You want to play with your dolls, your G.I. Joes, you want to play sports, you want to do art, whatever it is, you just want to go out and have fun.
You're either a lesbian or homosexual or, heterosexual. And that's all good. We've accepted all of that.
But that's not
these changes are very strange.
But even
like merging a monkey and a dolphin.
But even if you're heterosexual or homosexual, that doesn't exist in children because they're not sexual.
Right, they're not. They have not hit puberty.
Right, they have not hit puberty. They're not sexual. They don't have sexual thoughts. They want to watch fucking Nickelodeon and play. But these liberals and liberal parents are the worst for these fucking kids because they want them to be a certain way. So they're gonna introduce hormone blockers. My son, I wanted a girl, but I got a boy, so I'm gonna my son is gonna be a transsexual, and I'm gonna introduce hormone blockers to stop him from becoming a boy. It's ridiculous. And the left is okay with that. They refuse to, like that question that Rand Paul asked. Refuse to answer. Refuse to say a simple yes. There should be no ambiguity on that question. It should be a simple yes. I condemn genital mutilation in children. But no, they refuse to answer that.
Final answer. Anyway, thank you, Jesse, for joining us again. Yeah, we still have time. We'll do a news story. And then we'll get to our fun new game.
And now it's time for the news. Well, maybe not news, but it needs to be heard. Over to you, DK.
Thank you. Random British announcer. I have a few I want to bring up with you tonight. Let me full screen this one, Big B. Because of the COVID, because of the world we live in right now, the Hadaka Missouri Festival has been canceled. I don't even know if you knew about this. I didn't. It is Japan's famed naked festival.
Uh-huh.
And it has been canceled, but for a select few. This is from CNN. This time a year ago, thousands gathered for Japan's annual Hadaka Matsuri, also popularly known as the Naked Festival. It is on the southern part of Honshu Island. In today's climate of social distancing, it just can't be done. So usually this Big B is a battle of 10,000 men.
Okay.
10,000 men. And this is the part I found really interesting. I wanted to share with you. When the lights go out at 10 p.m., a priest throws 100 bundles of twigs and 2 lucky 20-centimeter long sacred shingi batons into the crowd.
Okay.
And then, hang on, man. These men are packed in like sardines. I read through this, but I want to double check here. And then they are let loose, as you can see here, into the water. So they are apparently, if you come up with one of the 100 bundles of twigs, you're a loser. But if you get one of the lucky 20-centimeter long shingi batons, you're a winner. Now let's go on to see what this does. If you are a lucky patron of the shingi batons, which is started, by the way, 500 years ago, what happens is you are given eternal luck for the following harvest season. I guess they're grappling with the issue now of how to pull off this complex sporting event.
It's a sporting event.
Yeah. One involving more than 11,000 people. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, I got to flip back to the top. The Hadaka Matsuri.
And what are they running through?
They
looks like what I just drank.
Hang on, let me bring this back up. We can analyze this a little bit.
So that looks like what I just drank.
It really doesn't look like clean water.
No.
And it doesn't look like a stream. So obviously this is a man-made, I don't want to call it a temple, whatever it would be.
Was it clear at one point and some of them that running through had a bit of diarrhea?
They defecated, perhaps.
Maybe.
But I'm watching, and did you ever watch that show that Ellen does? The Big Game or whatever it's.
No.
Where she has them running around searching blindfolded. Like the one dude on the left, actually the other guy's chasing him. Everyone's going in one direction for these Bandai Sai-Hais or whatever they are. And these two guys are kind of searching around the outside of the pool. Like they're onto something.
Short Side wants to know if they grabbing the batons underwater, if you catch the meaning.
Well, I catch the meaning, and I also would say yes.
I don't know.
Because what I say they were, hang on, I gotta go back to my notes. 100 bundles of twigs, so you'd think they floated, and 2 lucky 20-centimeter long shingai batons.
So 10,000 people and 2 batons.
This is the Japanese version of Willy Wonka. It's like I got the golden ticket.
Short Side calls it Sumo Sludge Fest.
I missed the last one. Where is that comment? Oh, there it is. Okay. So somebody calls it Sumo Sludge Fest. I like that. We're both writing it down. Anyway, I found that very interesting.
They do some weird shit in Japan.
I also found this interesting before we go into our game show. Here's another one you're going to like. This here is a nurse. A nurse fights off an intruder while recording herself twerking on Instagram. Brazilian nurse Angela Goncalves was recording herself busting some moves at her home in Paranuga when a man appeared in the yard behind her, according to the news flash. Because I just see him in the first picture.
Mm-hmm.
The stranger leers at her before entering her house, giving her the fright of her life as he tries to grab her. But Gonzalez quickly goes on the offensive and gives the intruder a buttload of trouble, delivering a torrent of punches and kicks as the man tries to flee. I get scared and act naturally as if I knew him until he reacts with the intentions of grabbing me. Listen to this again. I get scared and act naturally as if I knew him until he reacts with the intentions of grabbing me. On that, with my docile pit bull instinct, I beat the hell out of him. So here's this girl, and we've all seen them twerking,
right,
on Instagram, TikTok, Facebook. The girls like to shake what they got, and God bless them. I got to bring this back up again, though. So here he is, leaning against the window. What exactly is going through this guy's mind? Because he doesn't look that physically fit.
He's just a horny fucking guy.
He's like, should I stay or should I go now?
He's right now. He's getting a free show because this chick is doing the twerking thing. She's got the just little short shorts and a bikini top on, not a bikini, but like a sports bra type thing on. So he's getting a nice little show. So I guess she said she acts like she knows. So what does she do? Just turn around and go, "Hey, Ralph, what's going on?
Yeah,
you want to come join me in a twerk?" And like, how does he make it from the back to the front? Is what I want to know.
Yeah, so
he just wander right up casually and just say, "Hey, what's going on?" And she's like, "Oh, what's up?" And as soon as he goes to touch her, she like kicks him in the nuts. Well, I don't know.
Does she not see him? And he, sneaks in around the side, slides the door open.
Right.
Decides he wants to twerk with her. And then she turns and sees him. And that fucker, he wants out. He's not really dressed for the occasion of a date, though, is he? Like,
no, and he doesn't look very intimidating either. Like,
no.
In the second picture, he's like trying to himself to get out because she's going to slap him in the back of the head. It looks like.
Yeah, she's girl punching him. Yeah. As much as she said, what was it here? Her docile pit bull instinct.
Yes, her docile pit bull instinct. Right?
Docile pit bull instinct. Yeah. So, I would think, I'm not saying she's overly attractive or she isn't. But you're looking for some luck. Today's your lucky day. You're going to find the sheet of bamboo. You could dress a little better than what you've got.
If you try, dress to impress.
Yeah.
Even if you want to go rape, dress to impress.
Right. And as you know, I have never done that.
You still have not raped.
But if I did, I would probably put on a nice t-shirt and perhaps a pair of skinny jeans. And I, well on my way, I would crease in through the window and join on the twerk.
If you decided to rape, I would expect a tuxedo.
Oh, absolutely. I would go all out. I would make this the grandest facade of them all.
I would slick back the hair.
Yes.
Make sure you have a tuxedo on.
Fine.
Dressed to the nine.
I would shave and
of course.
I would even have a breath mint before I entered the frolly.
Nothing but the classiest of felons.
I would find though, if I was to rape, not that I ever have and I never will, tuxedo would be very difficult to climb out of. Perhaps gray sweatpants with no underwear would be the better.
Well, now you're going in the complete opposite direction.
Right, but I'm thinking if I was going to rape, would I want to, take off my cummerbund and my whatever those things are that hang over your shoulders? I don't wear tuxedos, and my bow tie and a button, everything. It would kind of spoil the moment. I think I just want to yank my pants down around my sandals and protrude into the incident that I was creating.
But just think, you could make a name for yourself if you were to rape.
The
and you were
tuxedo rapist.
the high class rapist, the upper echelon rapist.
Right. Perhaps with one of those cigarettes that you have the long plastic thing.
Right.
Yeah, take one final puff, dot it out the window, and say, and very slowly start to roll up my sleeves and say, what's going to happen to you and me is a beautiful thing.
That's right.
Yes.
Make it lovely. I
am about to rape you. I am about to take all your dignity. I am about to take everything away from you, but I am going to do it in the classiest form that I can.
That's right.
Right.
You will be the Grey Poupon rapist.
Oh, this is taking a dark turn indeed it has.
I just think, because you have like these serial killers that had like the Green River Killer, the clown killer,
right.
Whatever it is. You have all these. You have these names. If you're going to be a rapist,
the Zodiac Killer,
right?
Jack the Ripper,
the Night Stalker,
the Boston Strangler,
right? The Grey Poupon rapist is. You can't get more classier than that.
Excuse me. That would be the opening line.
Yeah, of course.
Excuse me. Right. You're passing down an escalator or perhaps you're in an elevator or you're driving down a busy street and the window goes down and I simply say, excuse me, would you like some of the poupon?
There you go.
Oh, Lord.
Short Size says high class buggery.
If my life high class buggery. Oh God.
I think we have a plan now.
I just don't know if I'm evil enough to complete it.
I don't know either, but
I feel like that lady that kidnapped 101 Dalmatians in a male form, of course. What was her name? Sevilla DeVille, or
I don't know, but you don't have to be the male form in this day and age.
Right, I can be whatever I want.
You can do whatever you want.
Imagining that, I'm like imagining myself in this grand gala ball where a mayor is about to be presented and elected, and I come in my trench coat and I open it up in front of the microphone and I say, "Excuse me, would anyone like some gray poupon?" Oh Lord, what's the world coming to? And where's Amanda when we need her? There you go.
Cruella DeVille.
Pronounced Cruella DeVille.
That's true. I you think Amanda's still listening through the rape part?
But I think we lost her last week. Remember we had that one segment there. It got really harsh.
I hope she sticks around.
Oh, she will. She always will. We're still friends on Facebook and all of that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, how about we play a game?
Oh, Amanda's there. There she is.
Excuse me, Amanda. I don't mean to get off topic from the show, but we're having a great time. We're having some fun. We're about to play a trivia game. But in the meantime, would you like some Grey Poupon? Or, excuse me, do you have any Grey Poupon? I guess she's been listening to us.
She's been listening to everything. So just keep a watch out, Amanda, up there on the Canadian news for the Grey Poupon rapist.
Yeah.
And Short Size says this is disturbing. This is the joy of us. You never know what you're going to get on a nightly basis.
Right. So I'm going to lighten things up a little bit. I came up with an idea. We haven't done any, well, I shouldn't say we haven't done anything fun because everything we do is fun at someone's expense. Tonight it's been mine. Glad my personal information has not been stolen because someone, I could see them with a mask of vendetta on. I am the Grey Poupon. And then the shroud opens like in the Wizard of Oz. Here I am. Your dream come true. Hallmark fucking romance. That you wouldn't want to be raped by anyone but me.
The newscast headline.
Spectacles off. It's even better.
The newscast headline: Grey Poupon rapist strikes again.
Oh Lord, what have we struck to? Anyway, guys, we're gonna play a game. It's gonna be fun. Let me get this in stream, and we even have a little. Of course, we have a little. Audio. Here we go. This is what we're gonna play.
True or false? Fact or fiction? You guessed it. It's time to play. Believe it or what?
I thought it would be fun that I could definitely a t-shirt. He wants a Grey Poupon rapist t-shirt. One of us is going to go to jail. Anyway, I thought we'd have some fun here. I thought that I would present a fact or a statement.
Mm-hmm.
And you and our, I guess not a television audience, but you and our podcast or live stream audience would choose if it was true or false.
Okay.
And I figure we do like 5.
Okay.
It's a week until it gets boring. So believe it or what? Question number 1, audience. Get your fingers on your buttons. Abraham Lincoln had no middle name. True or false? Big B.
Ooh. I would say that that's true.
So if you in the audience stated that was true, it is absolutely true. Abraham Lincoln did not have a middle name. Here's an interesting one. Germany drinks the most beer in the world per person. True or false?
Ooh. I would say that's false.
You would say that false, and you are again correct. Believe it or not, ladies and gentlemen, the Czech Republic drinks the most beer per person in the world.
Interesting.
Now,
I would have gone with something like Ireland.
I don't know which one Amanda said true to. But you keep score at home, Amanda. I would think Ireland too, right? Like the British drink a lot, but also it's deceiving because the Germans also have Oktoberfest. Well, here's an interesting one. Ronald Reagan, before he was an actor, before he was president, was a waiter during high school. Was that true or false?
It sounds like it could be true.
Big B is unstoppable tonight. Like, oh, wait a minute. You said true, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's wrong.
Oh, okay. I said it sounded like it could be true. That's something like innocuous. You were a waiter. Okay.
Yeah, you innocuously took me into the wrong position there. He was actually a lifeguard before he became an actor.
Okay.
All right, a couple more. Oh, this is an interesting one. The kids' bathroom on the Brady Bunch did not have a toilet. True or false?
That is true.
Big B's doing really good here. It is true. For some reason, why you would have a bathroom without a toilet only on the Brady Bunch. The kids did not have a bathroom. I don't know if you want to elaborate on that. The reason why. The father was an architect, was he not?
He was an architect and designed that house.
Right. So what would be the purpose before we go to our final?
Well, from I think I heard the story. I mean, I could be completely wrong, but remember the angle would be that of where the sink is, right? So it'd be the shot was from where you're looking in the mirror type thing. You're looking from behind the mirror. So
Right.
the toilet would be off as you're looking at the screen, off to the right, off camera, next to the sink over there, so you would never see it.
So do you think they ran out of budget or what's his name, Brady? What was his first name? Tom? Rob?
In the show, it was Mike.
Mike, sorry. So Mike Brady. They ran out of budget, or Mike decided, we just need them to brush their teeth. Did they have a tub? We haven't, or is it just a sink? They go and brush their teeth. They're off to bed.
Yeah, I think everything, the angle I think was meant to make you think it was just off to the side, off camera, but you never saw a toilet in the shot.
So let's hypothetically say, before we go to our last one, you're in the market for a house.
Right.
And you're touring the Brady house. It was kind of nice. They had that island in the kitchen and a lot of rooms, nice spacious living room, the stairs that went upstairs. And you were touring and you saw that the kids' bathroom was only containing a sink. Would that hinder you?
Well, yeah, because you need an actual bathroom. Funny thing is, though, they're on HGTV. They had a special where it was something Brady Bunch, whatever it was. So designers and contractors from various HGTV shows brought in the cast of the Brady Bunch, all the kids, and they actually bought the house that they used the outside shots for.
Right.
The front. They bought that house. That house actually existed. The inside was completely different. Obviously, it was just the outside shots that they used. But HGTV bought that house, and then over the course of this show, they made the inside just like the Brady Bunch house. It was actually pretty cool.
Of course, Big B would watch.
Of course.
And now I need to find it. Is it available on Netflix or HGTV on demand? Or
Yeah, well, if you have Discovery Plus, it should be on there. Everything from the Discovery family of networks is on Discovery Plus now.
All right, I'll have to investigate that because I do, of course, have an Amazon Prime stick. Which, by the way, before I get to the final one, Amanda, you do want to watch Yellowstone on Amazon Prime with Kevin Costner. Excellent show. The wife and I are currently just through season 1. All right, final question of the night of our new show, Believe It or What? Tell me this, Big B. You have you have a younger son. One is getting a wee bit into their teens.
Mm-hmm.
Nemo is a puffer fish.
Nemo.
Or false? Nemo is a puppy.
No, Nemo's a clownfish.
And you know what? So you're going to say false?
Yeah, I'm going to say false.
Which again, you're right. And the only reason I knew this is because when we bought this house, Jake's room had Nemo painted all over the wall. Now, at the time, he was probably 2 or 3. I believe he was 16 by the time we took it off the wall.
So as a 15-year-old, he's still looking at fucking Nemo.
Fucking Nemo on the wall. Poor kid.
My son, we did the theme of Thomas. So we had we made the room blue with a red stripe going across the center of it, on all 4 walls. And had Thomas this and Thomas that everywhere. As soon as he got, was just a couple of years ago, so right before he turned 13, I want to change my room. He went black carpet, gray walls. He went the complete opposite of the bright blue and red of Thomas.
Yeah, it's funny. Yeah. Amanda says that a coworker is, and I think you would like this as well, Big B. Someone at work told me, and we have very different ideas of shows that we like. You should really check out Yellowstone. You've mentioned before that you like cowboy movies, but it's like a cowboy show. It's Dallas. It's Dynasty. It's Kevin Costner, and if you have Amazon Prime, you should. What do we got here? Amanda, 4 out of 5. All right. I think Big B was 4 out of 5.
I was right. The only one I got wrong was Ronald Reagan being a waiter.
Right. Which one did you get wrong, Amanda? Is what I'm curious about. But great. You guys should go on Family Feud or Weakest Link together.
So yeah, now I still want to. If we for Choo Choo Mania 2, when we had planned years ago, I was going to challenge Scotty to a trivia contest.
Right. I can't do a 90-minute show with that guy. I just can't handle. I'm sorry. He's my Alex Cardinelli. I had him on air when I was a brand new broadcaster. You tell the story of Alex. I was going to follow you on Metal Thunder Radio. And now Brady had this great idea. Brody, I'm sorry. I had Scotty, and I was just learning the ropes. I was trying to figure all this out. And we try to get creative every week, right? But I just didn't know what to do with him. I honestly...
Well, I think
it was the third question, Big B, which was Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan, because that's such an innocuous thing. Was he a waiter?
Yeah.
Well, when you're 15, 16, sure, maybe you were. You worked in a soda shop or whatever from back then. Who knows? But on Double Talk Radio, I remember you had such a cast of characters. It was. Violet and Gay Chris, and you had Scotty the producer.
Phenomenal. And not to negate the characters that we have on this show. I mean, you're amazing, and Choo Choo Stew is he's like the jackpot in a container of crackers. I mean, he's like the best prize you could ever get in a box of cereal. But it was interesting because it was originally Scotty and Violet.
Mm-hmm.
Violet, ladies and gentlemen, was half Filipino, half American woman who had been married probably 4 times. And she wasn't that old. She was like maybe 35 or 40. But she'd been married, and she was like the old maid, the horn dog, that could never find happiness. And then there was DJ Chris, who I still love to this day. He's a class act and a phenomenal person. And as much as we make fun of like transgender shit, I mean, he was the gay guy. He was the one that introduced us to Festivus, and he was by far aside from what I've got now, one of my favorite co-hosts. And then I, of course, got the man of 1,000 voices, Matt Vanderpool. And it's weird how you meet these people, but yeah, no, Chris. That's why, like, I'm not by any means gay phobia or anything like that. I mean, this guy was so flagrant. Say it for me.
Flagrantly.
Thank you. Gay, but he was awesome. He was just.
He was, and the couple of times where I guess called in, or a couple of times I stayed on for a little while. Chris was great. We had a bunch of laughs with him. He was wonderful. And it's funny, going back to Metal Thunder Radio, Brody gave him a show right after mine.
Yeah.
And he did, it was a complete opposite. We're doing metal and thrash and all this stuff. And he was doing like disco hip hop type stuff.
Yeah.
And trans
club music.
Trans club music, like rave type stuff. And it was completely opposite of what we were doing. And, it was always funny. I liked Chris. Chris liked me. We got along great. But the fans of each other's show, because we're on the same network, so we'd have the same chat room. So my fans were in there. The metal fans were in there. And then at the end of the show, his fans would start coming into the chat room. And they would start arguing with each other.
Yeah.
And we were just like, just who cares? He's doing his show. I'm doing mine. Leave it alone.
This is where Cave Crew Radio comes into play. This is where we welcome everyone, all points of view. But yeah, no, he was, excuse me, he was a solid guy. As gay can be. He used to tell me he was attracted to the guy on Twilight that was and all, but it was so cool. He was just being himself, but he never once said to me, Ken, I need a correction assignment surgery. He never once did he ask that. He was just who he was. He was a great guy. He sold cell phones at Best Buy and
yes, no, Chris's show was definitely not as bad as the Fish show. I liked Chris's show. It's funny because I was surrounded by, for a brief period of time, I was surrounded by Double Talk Radio hosts. Violet would have a music show before me. It was like a rock type show. I would come on and do the metal show, and then Chris would do his rave type show. So I was surrounded by Double Talk Radio hosts.
And at one point, I had a really good lineup. I had the horror comedy show where what was that called? Midnight Horror Show. And they'd been on the show too. And then they were a little wacky, but they talked about horror movies, but they were crazy and wild like we were. Then we would come on. Then there was this other show with two guys and a girl, and I can't remember the name of the show. And they kind of flowed along with the comedy chat. And then there was a show called Beyond the 140, which was a Twitter-based show where they'd interview Twitter people. And it was all until those fucking idiots from the army came in.
And
their way.
Yeah, and we're not disparaging anybody from the military.
No, God,
guys.
No, please.
These guys,
in the Navy myself, I'm not going there. By all means, Big B. God bless everyone that ever served. My father served. My grandfather served. I served for a very brief time. I would never do that, but they came in and pulled a heavy.
Yeah. They came in and just decided they were going to take over, and Brody just, for some reason, followed along right with them. And by doing that, All Radio X, which could have been a great station,
it was rolling.
Fell apart.
We had it going good.
Yeah, that station just fell apart.
And it was really something for a while. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, you never guess what? Before I go eat some pizza, maybe watch a hockey game or whatever I do on a Saturday, I might go watch another episode of Yellowstone. It is the time when we need to name the show. And I'd like to give the audience a chance to Short's Eye, Amanda. I know there's other people out there that they're probably afraid to comment because they're like, these guys are so fucking weird. We like listening to them, but I'm afraid the guy in the gray T-shirt may ask me if I want some Grey Poupon.
As Shorts I said, we went through a dark turn this week.
Yeah, it was weird. We were, talking about a lot of normal everyday life stuff, and things went very strange quickly. I just hope do you ever? But what you guys are thinking, throw it in chat when you want to name the show. I've got a few written down. Big B normally has 5. 3 tonight. Bad night for Big B. But I really sometimes I talk about what we talk about. We listen to stories and we have fun and we laugh a lot. And I'm going to put it up on the screen again here. I really hope I don't dream this. This would be a really bad nightmare. Now, I can swim. I know how to swim, but that's worse than the rock rolling down or that boulder during Indiana Jones.
But this is something Stu would dream with you in it.
Oh, God. I'll never forget that, how I was in a sexual dream of Stu's. I still don't know the girl I got lucky with.
I don't know, but you got lucky with some girl in his dream, and you were in the same bed with him.
Yes, which is okay. I was with a girl, right?
I don't know. This was his dream, not mine.
We expect nothing less. Thank you, Short Eye. I'll go first.
Sure.
I have the Sumo Sludge Fest.
Mm-hmm.
I have the High Class Buggery was another one that caught me. I thought that was very catchy. From the very beginning, I liked the 10-in-1 Ninja Foodie thing. But by far, my favorite was the Grey Poupon Rapist. What do you have, Big B?
I too have Sumo Sludge Fest. I thought that was a very good line. I also have the Japanese version of Willy Wonka.
Oh, I did have that one.
I like that one a lot. But I don't think there's a question this week. The Grey Poupon Rapist is the name of the show.
Right. I couldn't agree more, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you agree as well. Japanese version of Willy Wonka, Sumo Sludge Fest, High Class Buggery. I think they'll make it in the show notes to draw people into our madness. But I was completely, and it's not very often that I am completely, I don't want to say taken off guard, but I was taken off guard by the Grey Poupon Rapist. I don't know where you came up with that. And Short Size says it gets his vote. I don't know how it could. That just every so often there's a classic. Sometimes we have to debate things, but that was a classic. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to go and watch some television or watch a game of hockey, whatever, and eat some Pizza Hut. I think we have Pizza Hut on route. Not the best pizza, I know, Big B, but
it's better than Domino's.
It's better than Domino's, 100%. All right, kids. Next Friday, we're back on track, and I was informed previous to tonight that Choo Choo Stew is able to make it next week. So we'll believe it when we see it. But until then, we will catch you later.
Thank you very much for listening to the show. Now stay safe, take care, and wash your hands.
This is a production of the Cave Crew Radio Network at cavecrewradio.com.
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
And yes, together we will make America great again.